Today's video is going to be a use case based on a question that a colleague asked me while we were building biography pages for the different teams within our organization. In this scenario, each of us created a bio page for the team we work for. When we shared the finished page with each other, my coworker wondered why I could customize the size of the container used to hold the information and she could not. Let's look at how I created my page as a way to demonstrate a few SharePoint web page options. To get started, go to the dropdown that says New on the left side of the screen just below the site header. Select Page from the menu. What I typically do is start with a template that is the closest match to what I'm trying to create. But today I will start from a blank canvas so we can walk through the different elements. You will have a basic overview so that you can choose the best options for your project. Towards the right-hand side of the screen, I'm going to click Create Blank. Now we have a blank page with a banner and one section that contains a text box. The first thing I would do is go to the word Page in the upper left corner. This is where you will give the page a name. Whatever you enter in this box will become part of the URL. In this example, the name will be Team Bios. Notice that I did not put any spaces because those spaces will add extra characters to the URL. Click away from the box and it will auto-save. Now that that is done, I can change the name in the banner at the top of the screen. It will not impact the URL now. To keep it simple for this video, I will just add the spaces back. The next thing I would do is go to the section toolbar, which is located on the top left side above any section you add to your page. In this scenario, I want to change the layout. The default is overlap, but I prefer title and image because it takes up less space. You should look at the various options and choose the one that best fits your design style. By default, your name will appear below the title. For a page like this, I would remove the name because it doesn't matter who created this type of page. The last thing I like to do is select an image or design instead of leaving the default grayish background. Select Image from the section toolbar. A dialog box will appear. You can use an image on your computer, save to SharePoint or OneDrive, or use stock images. In this case, I will use a stock image and choose a simple gradient. Before adding content to the page, the next thing that I do is turn off comments at the bottom using the toggle button. There's no need for people to comment on team members' biographic information. Now let's look at the first section that came with the blank template. It is a standard one-column layout with a text box. I will use it to create a header to specify that the people below are part of the leadership team. Select the text box. Notice the formatting toolbar that appears. The font is set to normal, but since this will be a section header, I will choose Header 1 from the available options. You have the option to add a background to the section to add a bit of color and visual distinction between sections. In the section toolbar, click the last icon, which is Design Ideas. In the Properties pane on the right side of the screen, there are a few options to choose from, or you can use your own image. I'm going to choose one of the suggested options. Then I will go back to the text formatting toolbar, select the alignment dropdown, and choose Center. From here, most people will start adding content to this section. What I do differently is click the little plus sign just below the section to add a new one. Instead of selecting a standard section that organizes information based on the column type selected, I use flexible. Now that we have a flexible section, it's time to start adding information. Go to the vertical toolbar on the right side of the screen. Click the top icon, which is Toolbox. For the biography scenario, I really like the editorial card web part. I will drag and drop a card into the flexible section. If I wanted to, the card could be in the center and subsequent cards could be aligned to make the section look like an org chart with the senior manager at the top. For this example, I will start with the cards aligned to the left side of the page. The default card has text over the image, but we don't want that because the text would be covering the person's face. To customize the card, I will select it to see the toolbar. Click the drop-down next to Image Overlay. From the list, choose Split. Now what we have is the picture up top and a place for text below, but we're not done customizing yet. In the Properties pane on the right, scroll down a little bit. An editorial card can have a pre-header, which is this part that says add a section or category name. We don't need that, so use the toggle button to turn it off. Also use the toggle to turn off a call to action. The intent is to learn about the team members, not drill down to other pages or documents. Now we are ready to add a picture and biographic information. These are all fake people with made-up information and stock photos. First, let's add a photo. From the Web Part toolbar, click the Image button. For this example, I already uploaded the photos to SharePoint, so I will select Site Assets and browse for my image. Nestor Wilkie is our senior manager. Notice that a bit of his head is cut off at the moment. One way to fix this is by clicking Advanced Editing in the toolbar. In the new window that appears, I can use the focal point option to get a little circle to drag it closer to his eyes. I find that this centers the image better. Click Save on the left side of the box. As a tip, if you intend to make the editorial card larger, more of the image will show. Conversely, if you make the card smaller, it will dynamically shrink. This is why I like to change the focal point. I will quickly add Nestor's title, name, and biographic information. The size of the editorial card will change based on the amount of text entered. Now here's where the flexible section starts to get really cool. Click on the card and notice these little handles. We can use the handles to resize the card. You won't see the resize option if you are using a standard section. I can make the card narrower and fit 3 people side by side. The card will adapt to become longer based on the amount of text. Or I can make it wider. At a certain point, the card will adapt to show the picture and the text side by side instead of stacked. However, now that the text is side by side, the center alignment looks strange. I will go to the Properties pane on the right and choose Left Alignment towards the top of the pane. This page needs a few more people. I'm not going to make you watch me add them all, just the next one, because what I would like to point out is the option to duplicate a web part. We changed some of the defaults for this editorial card. Rather than clicking all those buttons again, all you have to do is click Duplicate Web Part in the toolbar. Now we have a copy stacked on top of the original. Drag it to any location in the flexible section. Sometimes you won't have much space to move the card. To fix that, I want to draw your attention to the bottom right corner of the section. There's an icon that looks like an oval with a line through it. This handle allows us to resize the section. Sure, the flexible section will auto resize, but I find it easier just to create the space that I want. As I drag and drop the second card, I'd like to point out that the background of the section looks like a piece of graph paper. The graph boxes make it easier to create a consistent amount of space between cards, thus making the page look nicer. As I hold the card over its new location, there is also guidelines, just like you would see in PowerPoint. They may be a bit too small to see in a video, but look for them when creating your page. I use them to make sure that each of my cards are the same size. From this point, repeat the steps to add an image and text. I quickly added another manager and a couple of trainers so that I can share some tips that I have learned while playing around in SharePoint. Let's pretend I want the boxes to be narrower to show both manager faces at the top of the page. As I shrink the boxes, the size changes. Notice that Nestor's box is shorter than Joni's because she provided more information. Where I work, they really want the boxes to be as close to uniform as possible. One way to meet this expectation is to establish a character limit. I also set the font size to 16 so that people could say a little more before they run out of space. Another option would be to add blank rows to make the cards the same size, but I don't really recommend that because it's a pain to constantly change the cards each time somebody new joins the team, and if they add a lot of information, I might have to change a lot of cards. Now that I've changed the size of the cards, notice that we have a little extra space at the bottom of the flexible section. When the page is published, the extra space is not always taken out. I suggest double checking and resizing the flexible section appropriately according to your design guidance. The last thing I want to do is look at the instructors section of this page. Remember I said that my coworker could not resize her editorial cards? This is an example of why that happened. I put the instructors in a standard section. Notice that when I click the card, the size handles do not appear. The current section layout is one column. Thus, the cards show the picture and text side by side and they take up the entire space. If I wanted to mimic the layout above, I could switch to a 2 or 3 column and then move Paul into the second column. Notice how the boxes change as I select the different column types. This is the extent of the resizing options. I'm not saying that the standard layout is bad, but it is important to know the options so you can choose what works best for your project. The basic page is done, so I published it. Now you have seen a SharePoint use case to create a team biography page that uses flexible sections and editorial cards. We also looked at what happens when a standard section is used instead. I encourage you to test both options to see which you like best, and if you feel like it, drop me a comment to share what you come up with. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.